Yo, welcome back everybody. I hope you guys are doing well as always. Today, I'm going to show you how I made this beat for Yeat. Alright, so starting this one off, we're at 136 BPM. And this beat isn't really like a typical beat that you would hear Yeat rap on, but I kind of just made it when I was making whatever. And I kind of just like thought that he would kind of be crazy on it. But like I said, it's definitely not like the same styles that he's been rapping on. So maybe it's like some new shit that he could hop on, I don't know. But I just thought it was hard and I thought he could get on it for sure. So first things first, like I said, we're at 136 BPM. And I just started off with this kind of like weird MIDI pattern. I've never done like a MIDI pattern like this, but it's basically just this chord and then it like stabs 3 times at the end. It's just like a kind of unique different chop that adds like a little bit of bounce to it. And then I just added these like 3 top notes and then some like little transition notes in between. And for the preset, I'm using Expand, and I'm using the bright metallic preset in Polysynths, and it sounds like this. For that sound and for the effects, I just have this Looperator preset on it. That's got these 2 settings turned on at the end. That's what's giving it sort of like that chop feeling at the end of every 3 bars. And then the EQ I have is just taking out like the lows. So then the next thing I added was this like pad 1 shot that just hits at the beginning of every bar. And it sounds like this. This just kind of adds like a cool little like stab texture that just like repeats itself and kind of adds like a little bit of grittiness to the melody. And that is from the Chemix 1-shot kit. I believe it's from his like stash 1-shot kit or something. Yeah, it's from the Ultimate 1-shot Essentials stash and it's called the Euphoric pad. And then the next thing I added was this lead pattern. I'm using the Harvest lead from the Based One and Pilgrim Genesis 1-shot kit. And this pattern just acts as kind of like a little, kind of like accent high end to the melody. It sounds like this. And then for effects on that one, I just have this fruity delay. You can copy these presets if you want, but basically all I did was just turn the ping pong on, turn the cutoff down and the wet knob down. And then I added some Rayom, which is basically just like a reverb plugin. And then I just turned the mix and the decay down a little bit. And then some more EQ to cut the lows out. So then the next thing was another expand. And we're using the Evolution preset from the Action pads. And what I did is I just took the top line part of the first MIDI and just like deleted all the other notes. So it kind of acts more of like a lead / pad thing. But that's what this sounds like. So then again on that one, I have a Looperator preset with these settings turned on. So at the beginning, it's like chopping it twice and then cut some of the sound out at the end of each 4 bars. And then I have a shaper box on that to just pan it left and right. It's kind of subtle, but I think it helps kind of split up the melody like frequency wise. And then I just have another EQ to cut the lows out. And then I added another lead / pluck thing. It sounds like this. The biggest thing I tried to do for this melody was to have a lot of the notes like kind of stutter. So you'll notice that a lot of it doesn't like not a lot of notes like bleed into each other. There's a lot of like spacing and like gaps between notes and stuff. And I think that just adds kind of like a cool bounce. So then the last thing I added for the melody was just this simple like pluck note that hits at the end of every 3 bars. It just kind of acts as like a tiny little transition note, but I think it helps the melody a lot. And that just sounds like this. So all together, the melody is going to sound like this. For all these drums, I'm using my new 3K kit that I've been working on. If you guys want that kit soon, follow me on Instagram. As soon as I hit 3K on there, I'm going to be dropping that kit. This is like one of my favorite drum kits that I think I've ever made. It has a ton of stuff in it. Tons of 808s, claps. It has a bunch of effects. You got hi-hats, kicks, open hats, basically everything a drum kit has. And then of course that's got like the bonus folder that I always add in any of my kits. It's got like loops, midis, and this one actually has a lot of phrases, which I'm personally pretty excited about. These are like all crazy. But yeah, so follow me on Instagram. When we hit 3K, I'll be dropping that. But yeah, let's get back to the beat. So for this one, first thing I added was just this 808. I'm using the Lifestyle 808. And then what I ended up doing for the second part of the hook was cutting up the 808 so it's more like a normal pattern. So then you get this. So then the next thing I added was the snare. I'm using the Cash snare from 3K kit. It sounds like this. I picked that snare because it's got like a unique high end to it, and it kind of like has a nice punch. So then next I did was the hi-hat, and I'm using the Opal hi-hat from the 3K kit. Then I added this perk. It's kind of like a breath fox almost, but it hits right after it hits on the clap. Sounds like this. Then I added this open hat for the second half of the hook. And then the last couple things I did were add an additional 808 to fill in some of the gaps from the first one. And then I also added this kick to hit on the first 808 pattern to just kind of also like fill in a little bit of the space. I'll play this whole part and then you guys can hear like how it transitions. So yeah, it's just that kick, and then this cool 808 is kind of like a transition between each 4 bars. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this beat. I hope you guys enjoyed it as always. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Like I said before, follow me on Instagram so we can drop this 3K kit. And that's gonna do it for me. I will see you guys next time. Peace.